Imagine being sick in the hospital and your partner just abandons you there. That's a reality for a lot of people that are dealing with narcissists and toxic people, where you get sick, you get hurt, and then all of a sudden your partner just poofs and disappears on you, seemingly out of nowhere. And it's sudden, it's traumatic. You're already going through trauma, but now you got the traumatic. Now you got to go through the loss. And as someone diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, y'all, this is not uncommon when you're dealing with a narcissist, right? When you're dealing with a toxic person, they feel like you no longer serve them. Like they're not getting any type of narcissistic supply or validation from you. So they feel like they feel the need to go ahead and discard you and get rid of you, right? I'm going to have to donate to the Guardian here pretty soon, y'all. But they did an article about the men who leave their spouses when they have a life-threatening illness. This article is deep dive, right? But before my fellas hop on here and say, Lee, you're pandering. You're just talking about the women. Y'all, women do it too. The narcissistic men just do it at a much higher rate. Did you hear me clearly? Women do it as well, just at a much higher rate. Got it? And the reason narcissistic men do it at a much higher rate is because the mind works differently. Most times when you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, they are with you because they're getting something from you. The spotlight is on them most of the time because they're able to get some type of narcissistic supply or attention or something from you along those lines, right? But when you get hurt or you get sick, you no longer serve them. They're no longer getting that narcissistic supply, so they feel like they don't need you anymore, right? They're getting their little narcissistic bellies full off of you and from your from whatever you're getting them, right? And another term for this is a fair weather partner, right? When everything's going good and fine, they can be around, they're amazing, they are going to be there for you. But as soon as you get sick, as soon as you get hurt, as soon as something inconveniences them, bam, now they want to discard you. Now they want to argue. Now they want to fuss. Now they want to just make it seem like you're hell to deal with. And the crazy thing about it is, y'all, you don't even have to be hurt or injured or something like that. A narcissistic person like this will discard you if you have a baby. You could be in the hospital about to give birth, right? And they'll just drop you off at the hospital and dip out, right? They won't even be there for you. They'll come up here and try to hold the baby after you done pushed or had a C-section or something like that. But then they just want the credit. They want the end result. They want you to be better. They want things to go back to normal so they can get that narcissistic supply. In that article from The Guardian, they tell a story about Christy Sanchez, who said when she was 12, she had the best stepdad in the world. He was charismatic and intelligent. He introduced her to new music and took her hiking every weekend. Then her mom got sick. Doesn't that sound like love bombing? Does that not sound like love bombing to you right there? Because you know when you get a narcissistic partner, they will love bomb the kids to get to you. They will love bomb the children. You see how present she said her stepdad was? He's always here. He's done so much for me. But when my mom got sick, poof. For 2 years, Sanchez's mom, Sandra, battled stage 4 breast cancer. It was advanced enough that within days of her diagnosis, she was having breast, lymph nodes, and both ovaries removed. Oh my goodness. Sanchez's stepdad, Tom, was upbeat at first because guess what? He could get narcissistic supply from this. Tom probably thought this could be a short-lived thing and he could be there, play the hero role, play the hero. Look how good of a husband I am. Y'all see me taking care of my wife? Look how good I am. Everybody see me doing good. But then when you realize that this is a long-term thing, poof. Look, playing the hero. Sanchez, he was upbeat at first, attended appointments with his wife, cooked meals, looked after the children. But within a week, Sandra, the breadwinner of the family, oh Lord, was back at work, and within 2, she was already cooking and cleaning again. Was Tom a bum? Okay. Tom was upbeat at first. She was already back at work. By the 6-month mark, her stepdad's attitude had completely changed. It's like once the chemotherapy started and he saw the decline in her health, he was kind of like, oh shit, and tapped out. He wanted nothing else to do with it. Christy shared her experience of the ordeal on a thread that went viral on Twitter in February. The tweet that sparked it off: my sister had stage 4 cancer and her ex-husband complained about her not doing her part to clean up. I will never forget that as long as I live. Wow. That shows you that narcissistic, toxic people that are emotionally disconnected from you always want things to go back to the norm. They want the status quo. They want that narcissistic supply with having to put very little effort in. Now, again, they will put a lot of effort in at first to get you right, But once they feel like they've done enough, the effort declines. The effort goes down. Just like Tom was love bombing his wife when she first got diagnosed. Once he realized that this was for the long haul, you got to battle this together. He was like, nope, I'm out of here. Somebody said my mom had stage 4 cancer. My dad and brother let her clean every day since she died. Wow. My mom was in the hospice and her husband was out and about in a new sports car picking up single moms at my siblings' after-school sports program. Absolute garbage. If you're hoping that these are rare horror stories, there is comfort to some to be had. But most people, regardless of gender, do not leave their partners when they get sick. Most people don't, right? But some do. There's absolutely a gap in this right here, y'all. There's an empathy gap because they found some studies where they tracked 515 couples, right? They tracked 515 patients that had gotten sick that had partners. And in those 515 patients, they found that when the woman was the one that got sick, 21% of the time, the man divorced her. Isn't that crazy? 21% of the time, the woman divorced her. When the man got sick, it was only 3%. 2.9%, less than 3. I rounded up. It's crazy. Does that make y'all think? Just like that is crazy as hell. And the crazy thing about it is to add to that 3% stat, to just give you another mind-blowing kind of inkling into that 3% stat, most of the time, the women left their partners, their male partners when they were sick, was because the male partner was abusing them. Even when they got sick, the woman still wanted to stay, but the male partner was still abusive when they got sick. And the woman's like, oh, hell no, I'm not taking care of you, and you beat my ass. Hell no. So that's crazy, y'all. That's crazy how the mind of a narcissist or a toxic person works in these situations, because it's all has to benefit them. Right? It all has to benefit them. It really is. Because that's the mindset of a narcissist. I have to be getting something from this. Now, when you get sick, normally in the relationship, the narcissist wants to be the centerpiece. They want to be the light, right? They want to be the shining bright light. But when you get sick, they're no longer the light is not on them. That's the way they look at it. They look at it like, oh, you're sick. You're getting all the attention. I'm not getting anything. So why do you even need me here? I don't even need to be here anymore because you get it. All the stuff is you're getting everything from it. I don't get nothing out of here. What? Isn't that an insane mindset to have? But that's how narcissists operate. I have to get something from this. If you want to think like a narcissist, ask yourself this question right here. What's in it for me? Before you do anything, before you make any kind of decision, ask yourself that question right there. What's in it for me? Because that's what narcissists do. That's what we do. We have to ask ourselves that question right there. What am I getting from this? How does this benefit me? Regardless of the situation, you're sick, you're giving birth, you're like I said, you broke an arm, broke a leg, you need a ride, your car broke down. It's not just personal injuries. It's just not just anything like a cancer diagnosis or something like that, or terminal illness or anything like that. Sometimes it can just be as simply as you broke your arm or your leg. The flip side of this article, y'all, which is gonna kind of blow your mind sometimes, it said on the flip side that this relationships tend to function well when the woman gets sick and requires intensive care from her partner. But in cases where caregiving is not necessitated, men tend to downplay a woman's symptoms and class her as largely self-sufficient, expecting her to ask for help rather than proactively giving it. So what that is saying right there is that if you need help if I can take care of you, I will, because I get something from that. You see what I'm saying right there? If you need me to take care of you, that's different, because I can milk that. That's milkable. That's like a cow. That's milkable right there, right? If I can take care of you, and get something from it, hell yeah. When I'm getting nothing from it, hell no. That's not how it works right there. Y'all see the mentality that goes into that right there? I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds stupid, but that's how the mind of a narcissist works right there, y'all. And the thing about that is you can't teach empathy. You can't teach a narcissist empathy. I know people will look at me like, well, Lee, you seem like you have empathy. Y'all, I've been in psychotherapy at this point right here for 9 years nearly. For nearly 9 years, I've been in psychotherapy. I've been able to kind of bridge the empathy gap within myself by being proactive, by practicing it, by doing things. Look, by refusing to ask myself that question or refusing to answer that question. Remember that question I asked you earlier? What question was that, y'all? What's in it for me? What am I going to get from this? How does this benefit me? I'm no longer asking myself those questions right there. Instead, I'm asking myself the questions like, how can this help others? How can I serve? How can this benefit others? And how can this be mutually beneficial? Depends on the circumstance though, right? No, that's not how my mind works every single time. But how can this be mutually beneficial is a question I tend to ask myself more oftentimes than not. How can I help somebody else? Because I do give and do things that don't benefit me, right? But most times my mind still works that way. So you dealing with a narcissist, that's one question you have to ask yourself, right? They're going to turn on you. A lot of times they're going to turn on you. They're going to do things that hurt your feelings. They're going to do things that mess with your head. They're going to do things that make you feel like you're going crazy. They're going to expect you to get better or pretend that you're not sick because they want everything to go back to the status quo. That's just how it works right there, y'all. As you know, narcissists do not handle change well. They don't handle change very well at all. So if things are going to change and it doesn't benefit them directly, you're going to see a lot of argument. You're going to see a lot of fuss, and you're going to see a lot of fighting, y'all. Anyways, y'all, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. Y'all know I appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm super grateful for you. If you like this new style of content, make sure you hit a thumbs up on the video. Drop a comment. Just say, hey, Lee, appreciate this. Blah, 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 boo, 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 beep, beep, beep. And I'm here if you need me, y'all. Hit that mentalhealness.net for all things Lee Hammock. Link in the bio for my coaching, my courses, everything, y'all. Peace.